The Veracon Dominion had ruled the outer spiral for nearly 2 centuries, and they were proud of it, loudly, aggressively, obnoxiously proud. Their fleets were unmatched, their armor impervious, and their soldiers genetically engineered into towering beasts with claws like plasma-hardened sickles. Entire species had knelt before them without a single shot fired. So when their scanners detected an unknown vessel drifting into their territory, they expected answers and obedience. Admiral Krezak stood on the bridge of the Dominion flagship Girthical, its deck trembling slightly under the weight of his massive frame. "Identify the vessel," he growled. His officers scrambled. "Small, extremely small," one muttered. "Metallic hull, primitive construction, low energy signature, barely armed," Krezak scoffed. "Another weakling nation. Then ready the boarding party. We will show them the might of the Dominion." But before his orders could echo out, the strange vessel transmitted a message. Clear.com, almost disrespectfully casual. Hey there. We're humans, just passing through." The bridge fell silent. Humans. The name was familiar, barely, a minor species from a distant arm of the galaxy. No known empire, no fleets, no colonies, just rumors and scattered exploration logs. "Bring them aboard," Krezak said. "Let them understand who rules this region." The docking clamps snapped around the tiny human ship like a predator closing its jaws. Dominion soldiers, 3 meters tall, armored, lethal, formed 2 towering lines as the airlock hissed open. And then the humans stepped out. They were small, thin, barely armored. No claws, no fangs, no visible weapons. Just simple suits with patches that read UHE Exploration Corps. One of them, brown hair, relaxed posture, hands in pockets, looked up at the massive soldiers and smiled politely. "Wow," he said. "You guys do leg day." A rumble of amusement went through the Veracon troops. Krezak stepped forward. "You stand in the presence of the Dominion. State your allegiance." "To ourselves," the human answered. "We're independent explorers. And your military?" "Don't have one nearby," the human shrugged. "Didn't think we'd need it." Krezak's eyes gleamed. "Then you are defenseless." One of the humans tilted her head. "Against what?" That was what confused the Veracon. The humans did not act like prey. They didn't cower, didn't panic, didn't even look impressed by the towering monstrosities around them. They walked with the casual confidence of apex predators who simply hadn't gotten around to explaining their dominance yet. Something about that bothered Krezak. "Search their vessel," he ordered. "If they claim to be harmless, let us see the truth." Dominion engineers swarmed the tiny craft. They expected advanced weapons hidden behind false bulkheads, or maybe some kind of stealth tech. Instead, they found nothing. No weapons room, no shielding arrays, not even a proper engine core. Just racks of tools, cables, laptops, strange handheld devices. Primitive, an engineer reported. Hardly even spaceworthy. "They crossed the stars in this." "It works," the human woman said helpfully. Krezak sneered. "You insult us by entering our territory in such a craft." "No insult intended," she replied. "We explore, we learn, we don't conquer." A pause, then Krezak laughed, booming, echoing, "Cruel. Then you are prey." The humans looked at each other, blinked. And then the man with the brown hair sighed. "I was hoping we wouldn't have to do this." He tapped his wrist device. A soft chime sounded, and suddenly the Veracon flagship's lights flickered. The deck beneath their feet trembled. Every console on the bridge blinked with warning glyphs. "Admiral, someone yelled. Primary reactor, offline. No, no, it's still there, the human said, waving his hand dismissively. We just paused it. Paused the reactor. Krezak repeated slowly. Yeah. Your interface protocols are super outdated. Honestly, it was kind of easy. Krezak felt a coldness spread through his core. What did you do to my ship? We connected to it, the woman said cheerfully. Your encryption is like what's the phrase? Baby's first firewall. Dominion soldiers shifted nervously. Their armor enhanced with neural tech began rebooting. Their weapons clicked uselessly. The human man sighed again. Look, we're not here to fight. But you started threatening us, so we had to show that we're not exactly defenseless. Krezek's throat tightened. What are you? The man finally smiled. Humans, we improvise, but your vessel, oh that, just a field lab. We're scientists, he shrugged. The military ones travel with actual warships. Fear rippled through the Dominion ranks. And where, Krezak whispered, are these warships now? Oh, not far. He tapped his wrist again. Outside the viewport. Space distorted like rippling water, and then a massive silhouette emerged. Sleek, silent, unmistakably human, and far more advanced than anything the Dominion possessed. A second ripple, a third. Dozens of human vessels now surrounded the Dominion flagship, weapons silent but unmistakably charged. The human woman smiled kindly. You threatened explorers, she said. So their escorts came to check in. Krezek stared at the humans, small, harmless-looking, terrifying. They had walked onto his ship without armor, without fear, without weapons, because they hadn't needed any. Not when they had this kind of power behind them. And for the first time in Dominion history, Admiral Krezak felt something entirely new, dread. Kresek's claws trembled a sight none of his soldiers had ever witnessed. The Dominion had faced rebel coalitions, mercenary fleets, even rogue AI civilizations. But this was different. These humans had stepped onto his flagship with nothing but curiosity and confidence. And now an entire human battle group hovered outside his viewport, silent as a guillotine. Krezak forced his breathing steady. You dare violate Dominion space with a fleet? The human man laughed. Oh no, this is just the escort for science missions like ours. They're mostly here to keep us from breaking something or blowing it up, the woman added. We're not great with patience. Krezak swallowed hard. Your ships, their energy signatures clean, the man finished. Yeah, we don't leak radiation into space like you guys. No offense. Krezak wasn't offended. He was horrified. One of the Dominion officers shouted from a console, panic in his voice. Admiral, their ships have full targeting locks on us. Relax, the woman said, waving her hand. They're just saying hi. That is not how one says hello, Krezak roared. It is for humans, the man said. Trust me, you never want to see what we do when we're saying goodbye. Krezak's heart sank. The Vericon Dominion had built an empire on brutality, but never had they encountered a species that acted like galactic apex predators while looking like soft, fragile bipeds. Yet the humans' casual dominance was unmistakable. Krezak forced himself to stand tall. Why come here? Why reveal such power? Reveal, the man said. We've been trying to introduce ourselves for decades. You guys just keep trying to shoot us. That is your people's instinct, the woman added. Human instinct is different. When someone attacks us, we escalate. The understatement sent a chill through the bridge. A Dominion soldier whispered to another, "If these are their scientists, what are their warriors like?" The female human heard him. "Oh, you don't want to meet our warriors," she said. "They think we're reckless." The soldier stepped back, his armor clanking. Krezak raised a shaking hand. "You have disabled my ship, left my armies helpless. What do you want from the Dominion?" "Simple," the man said. "We want peace." Krezak stared. Silence filled the bridge. "Peace," he repeated slowly. "Yep, cooperation, exploration, trade." The man smiled. "Galaxy is big, plenty to share." The Dominion had conquered 100 worlds, crushed rebellions, enslaved species, and these humans, these absurdly dangerous humans, wanted cooperation. Krezak didn't understand, and that frightened him even more. "You offer peace," he said carefully, "while holding your guns to our skulls." The woman glanced outside the viewport. "Othos, that's just safety protocol. If you tried to blow us up while we're inside your ship, they'd respond automatically," the man added. "We couldn't turn it off, even if we wanted to." Humanity learned that lesson the hard way. Krezak's claws twitched. "So we are prisoners." "No," the man said gently. "You're hosts." Krezak blinked. "Hosts. Yeah," the woman said. "We like meeting new species, but every time we visit someone, they aim guns at us. So we bring our own guns, just in case." Krezak's mind spiraled. The Dominion had always considered themselves the strongest, the peak of power in the outer spiral. But now, watching those human ships floating effortlessly outside, he began to see a different truth. They weren't the apex, humans were, and humans didn't even act like it. Krezak forced a deep breath. "If I agree to your peace, what happens next?" The humans exchanged a glance. "Well," the man said, "first we raid your archives." Krezak stiffened. "Raid. For information," the woman clarified quickly. "Maps, star charts, records of who you've wiped out. You know science stuff." "And then?" Krezak asked. "Then we sit down," the man said, "and we talk about how not to blow each other up." Krezak stared at them. "And if we refuse?" The man paused. The woman looked at him with sympathy. And then the man answered quietly, "Then my commander will assume the Dominion is preparing a hostile act, and the fleet outside will neutralize the threat." Krezak imagined the sleek human ships opening fire. He imagined the Dominion armada millions strong trying to resist. He imagined failure. Slowly, painfully, he dropped to one knee. The Dominion accepts peace. The human man lit up. "Great. See, that wasn't so hard." The woman smiled brightly. "Welcome to First Contact." First Contact. Those two words would change the entire fate of the outer spiral. Krezak looked up at the humans, small, cheerful, terrifying, and realized the Dominion had just survived something no empire had ever survived before, a peaceful human encounter. And yet, he couldn't shake the thought, if this is what humans were like when friendly, what were they like when angry?